We'll be back. It's just 28 minutes to the top of the hour of 9 a.m. Of course, you're still watching SmartMix Business. I'm Andrew Barigi, Masika and Joram Paul Sonko here driving your business. But of course, before we get into any other discussions, don't forget the markets on the Zabo platform, which have already opened. Now, start tonight until hash is the code for you there, which will give you a number of options where you will be able to buy government bonds and securities for as little as 15,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, the markets open at 8:15 a.m., closing at 3:15 p.m. East African time, effective Monday up to Friday, except on the weekends and the public holidays when these markets can't be accessed. But of course, despite the fact you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make yourself quite some huge profits, and something which I believe is quite very key and instrumental when it comes to your personal growth and development. It could be a trader or anyone else. It could be somebody chasing a career, but we're talking about long-term investment, long-term benefits in the long run. Zabo made this a reality. It's the 21st century. No paperwork. Your mobile phone, whether button phone, smartphone, it's possible. Zabo says mine in my future, and Alternative East Africa says do something new for yourself. Well, it's like I told you, we all know it's 30th of June. Yeah, it's a Friday and the last day of the month. Lots of events have been happening to the month of June, which have been having quite a commendable aspect. I'll say for me, well, the budget was quite remarkable, something which we really give the ultimate attention. I don't know, Mercy Joram, what has been your catchy moments for this month, how you've found it as, business has been moving on. Events have been happening, having influence on the business at some point.
National budget.
The national budget, yeah.
I think pretty much nothing comes close to that one.
Exactly.
In what we've been having, really, because you do realize our topics have been centered around there. 52.7 trillion budget. The budget wasn't presented on 14th as initially was presented. It was rather presented on 15th.
Yeah.
That is the Ugandan, Rwandan, Kenyan, Tanzanian budget, all presented on the 15th. Surprisingly, the Kenyan budget is more than any other on the region, by the way.
But lately, Kenya has also been having lots of issues in terms of
exactly.
defaulting on loans.
And today, officially, we are coming to the end of the financial year. So that means tomorrow, as of 1st July 2023-2024, we are rolling out a 52.7 trillion budget, a new horizon ahead of us as a country. So you get to realize there's a lot that has actually been happening in Uganda, but the discussions around the national budget, how is it going to be implemented, what to look at, conversations have actually been huge there. And in regards to especially how we are going to implement some of the things that have been allocated or have been highlighted, all the provisions within this national cake.
Exactly.
So you get to realize that the month of June is giving us a forcing projection. The mere fact that in terms of the calendar year, 6 months down the road, and well, obviously there's been a lot filing of returns at the Uganda Revenue Authority, but not only that, looking at the fact that there are quite a number of traders who are crying foul to URA, and URA has been having dialogues now with the UTEA, CAFO,
exactly.
I think you ran that in the morning yesterday, CAFO, UTEA, Casita, because some of the traders feel these taxes are squeezing them, are squeezing them to the core. They feel like they cannot run business as usual, or they are not comfortably running business as it's supposed to be, simply because of the fact that URA is squeezing all this out of them. So I think I want to believe again. It's ideally because of the fact that the month has come to the end, but looking at the economic situation in the country, there's a lot to look at, and also looking at the fact that our inflation, on a good note, is that our inflation had decreased at the start of this month at 6.2%. We are waiting to see what the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is yet to provide today.
By next week.
Because today they will be giving us the headline inflation matters in relation to what was happening throughout the month of June. So that means by 3rd July here on the show when we return, for the viewers, they will definitely be having, to definitely get to understand what this is. But, well, to me, I think the month has really been around the national budget conversations. but also it has not been an easy month in terms of managing financial situations. From the wananchi perspective, to us, the omuntu wa wansi, you realize one word here, that things haven't been that easy. Things have been really tight. That's my take, I should say.
And you know, it being that we've marked the first 6 months, we're heading into the next 6 months, you should ask yourself, you know, at the beginning of the year, we set priorities as individuals, as companies. How far have we gone in terms of, you know, achieving some of this? And now, as I speak, I think starting next month, most of the companies are going to be releasing their second quarter reports, performances and all that. With the first quarter, we saw the reports between Jan and up to March. Now we're going to see the March to June reports in regards to that. And definitely those give you a direction to know where you stand as a company and whether you are capable of achieving your intended objectives. It could be an individual also as a company at the same time.
Well, of course, what has made the highlight of the month of June, of course, tourism visit northern Uganda. Actually, I'm a fan. I love tour travel, seeing people freeing up themselves and of course going out to visit different sites and of course enjoying themselves. That means definitely there is something interesting there in our country Uganda, which we have to look out for and of course support domestic tourism. And of course, on a sad note, the ADF killings,
that was something too breaking.
Last weeks, of course, have been terrible for the people in Kasese right there. And of course, we hope that the situation is actually easing up and people are resuming their businesses. Students have gone back to school. And of course, those that have been traumatized, you know, finding means of how to get back to normal. And of course, as a business person out there, the year is in the middle. So how prepared are you in the next second phase of the year? Of course, the months keep on coming and going fast as they are. So definitely, I
told you why they're not running fast.
I know. Of course, we have to prepare. You have to have a plan we have to have a daily plan, a weekly plan, month, quarterly, and of course half year, and of course at the end of the day, our full year plan on how things are going to go. Make a bucket list. Do a list of things you're supposed to do. Like, you know, like beginning of year, always have resolution lists, and of course look at that thing so far. What have you achieved? Tick the boxes. If the boxes are still empty, definitely you have a long way to go as a person or as a company. So definitely that is what I would encourage you to do.
There is a rapper whom I heard. He rapped a song and he said, I think he's about 30. Okay, he's about 35 years, but he's still struggling. But he made a song and said, I thought I would have made it by now. And he made a statement that said, every year that could come, I could say this year is my year. Actually said, every year is my year. Dame, I've been saying that for years. And you know, time passes. That frustration. But now we are in the middle of the month, the middle of the year. I believe those could be some of the frustrations that you could be having as a person, as an individual. But anyway, there is always a turning point. And I don't think there is such a time that you've not yet made it. Because the aspect of time is delusional, according to you. I mean, it's relative to every person, and it has that aspect of delusion. So don't get frustrated. I know those aspects really happen in life. But we gotta put ourselves together, put everything right, and think positive. That's the bigger picture in here. Trust me, results on the way. Well, it's 8 minutes to the top of the hour, and maybe before we sign out of here, Mercy, your last remarks in 30 seconds, and we'll take a look as we wind up here.
Well, of course, it being Friday, and of course the end of month, you know, it's interesting how it is a Friday and it's end of month. So that means tomorrow is going to be fast, and I hope, you know, you've had a view on what has transpired in this month actually that we are ending today. And of course tomorrow, as we kick into the weekend, have a plan on how you're going to start Monday, which is going to be which is going to be in July. So have a plan as you enjoy, save. Learn how to save, because I mean that is the way to go, definitely. If you've been, because we are in this week is a salary week, definitely. So people.
Okay.
Yes, end of month. End of month for most organizations and companies. It's usually end of salary week. So definitely don't spend it, because we are going into a weekend. Do not spend it, save it, and of course plan for the next month. So for everyone out there, wish you the very best happy new month in advance.
Jerome, if you have anything for the viewers out there as we head into the new month?
Well, I just wish them all the best for the weekend as we are getting into a new month. Well, the new month starting from a weekend, you can only ideally understand how much excited Ugandans can get with kind of situations. Someone yesterday tweeted that it is salary week, like Mercy has mentioned here, but surprisingly someone's salary is already done after being paid by Thursday. So you get to realize how Ugandans are really excited. It's going to be a long weekend, but we wish you all the best. The whole team here.
All right, and of course, before we get into the break, before we sign out of here, of course, our on-ground discussion is coming up, but don't forget that the markets on the Zabo platform, which have already opened, and for you to be a part of this, it's quite simple. Start tonight to hash is the USSD code for you, which will avail you with a number of options where you will be able to buy government bonds and securities for as little as 15,000 Ghana shillings. The markets open at 8:59 a.m., closing at 3:15 p.m. East Africa time. Effective Monday up to Friday, except on the weekends and the public holidays when these markets can't be accessed. Yes, but despite you have all those days to capitalize and make yourself quite some money, something which I believe is very positive and instrumental for your personal growth and development, and most especially you as a trader and somebody pursuing a career. We're talking about long-term investment, talking about retirement time, and so many other aspects related to that. It's the 21st century. Get your mobile phone, whether it's a button phone, whether it's a smartphone. Trading is made possible. Now, Zabo says my money, my future, and all Texas East Africa says do something new for yourself come the year 2023. And don't forget channel 372 on DSTV, channel 320 on GOTV, and you can also get us on free to air. And also visit your Play Store, get the Smart Digital application, download the app. The app you will be able to stream at any part you will be at as you're driving towards work. Smart24.tv, that's our official website for the latest business information. And that's Smart24 TV, that's on Twitter. Smart24 TV Official, that's on Facebook. Smart24 TV Live, that is on YouTube, where you can stream us at any part of the world. Now, as we sign out, we shall leave you with this on-ground discussion. And this is in line with carbon credit. And of course, we need to understand here how to benefit from the carbon credit. There is some aspect on the more you plant trees, you earn a lot from the carbon market. And now this move is to clean up the air that is not good. The atmosphere has to be put on point. And instead of planting pine, plant mango trees, jackfruits, avocado trees, and so many more. And this means you can double from fruits and carbon credit. You can earn double rather. Yeah. So we're going to leave you with this discussion, and of course we'll link up again on Monday next week. Have yourselves a very wonderful weekend.
As a result of mismanaging our environment with industrialization, there have been a lot of emissions from our industries, especially the West, which became more industrialized. Africa and Uganda, we are the less emitters because we don't have many factories. And as such, it has now become a global problem. There are international conferences and agreements that we sign. We have come together, we go to COPs every year to decide on how we can intervene. Because of so much pollution in the air, the effect is that there's global warming, there's rising heat, which has impacted negatively. So the global meetings we go to is to outline the efforts on how we shall curb the emissions, the greenhouse emissions, so that the globe does not warm up, the temperatures does not go beyond what expected. But this is being experienced globally. You come and localize it. You determine what you can be able to do in the terms of your country. So each country has a nationally determined contribution to calming down the emissions. Uganda, we have also our outlined, we have offered what are we going to do. We are going to increase to our tree covers. We are going to have smart agriculture. We are going to go green. We are going to reduce on plastics. We have committed ourselves that combined in different sectors, majorly agriculture, even energy, we are going to use the energy savers. We're not going to use things which will increase emitting the greenhouse gases. And that avoidance, that cleaning, it is a product. It becomes a product that can be traded in. You are able to avoid polluting 1 ton of greenhouse emissions by using green gas, by having green agriculture, smart agriculture, by reducing on plastics, by planting more trees that are controlling the bad emissions. So 1 unit is 1 ton. So if you have many tons, now those are many products. You can say your carbon credit, you have about 100 tons of carbon credit. And it is a product, we take it in a carbon market. There's a market where all the interventions, all efforts globally done to clean up the mess is taken to that globe. Uganda will be able to say Mavira Forest is able to control or to sink so much tons of emission. Then we put our wetlands. Then we put our Lake Victoria and Lake Chogas and Edwards. Then we put our wildlife areas. Then we put our coffee plantations. Then our mangoes and trees in this country. Together as a country, how many tons of emissions are we controlling? How much of those are our credit, carbon credit? Then we carry it and go into the carbon credit international market where we sell it now. Those emitters, the industrialized world, including the airplanes now that are being used, they are being fined. They are given some, they are supposed to pay for the carbon credit. Because when we fly, there's a lot of emission in the air. Now, our people, you and me, we have preserved our trees, our wetlands, we are planting more coffee, macadamia and whatever, and it is sinking the emission from the airplanes and other industries. How much are we supposed to be paid? And that is the carbon credit. In a simple, ordinary language. And it is traded in a carbon market. It's not in Owino and Nakawa here. There's an international markets, carbon markets, that you quantify your value of carbon credits, the emissions you are able to control or to avoid, and how much you are cleaning, and take it there, and you are paid. Now, and you are saying, how much is this to Ugandans? I can say that globally, actually, and Ugandans in particular, this is a cash cow. It is new. I know that we don't have much information around this, We don't have many technical people to explain maybe about it also, but people are already studying this. We don't have maybe the technology, but we need to explain to our people to start understanding that it is no longer viable for you to cut every tree you have. You must protect it. You must plant more of those and prepare for it to be quantified and valued so that you can earn from the carbon credit. It is a cash cow out there. It is money waiting. There are countries like Gabon, for them, because of course the population is small compared to ours, and part of their country is covered with forests. Actually, for them, they are now, the income for their country, for their economy, comes from the carbon credit. So the world have already quantified it, and every year they just send money to their budget. And this is something which can happen here. It should worry us, or should excite us, that trees are no longer for nothing. And as a government, that's why we are thinking strategically. How do we encourage people to protect their existing trees and probably even increase on the acreage? Because if you talk of trees like pines after maturity, or if there's a problem, then an ordinary farmer is pushed to cut it down for school fees. We are encouraging our farmers to promote them to plant more coffee plantations, more cashew nuts, more avocado, more junk fruits. Why? Because we feel that our ordinary people would need quick money. After 3 months, after 3 years, you start harvesting avocado and you start selling. Of course, the value addition is the emphasis the government is giving, and the market and the cooperative. So, as the ordinary person is earning from the avocado, the junk fruits, and the coffee beans, then he waits to get money from the carbon credit. It's double. That's where the excitement I want to draw our people onto.
Up next on Smart 24 TV.